welcome to my monthly Buddhist podcast, What's Your Favourite Cake? A podcast about how I use the daily practice of Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism in my life. This is my journey and how I use my Buddhist practice to enhance my life, but with the hope that I can inspire you on your journey too. What's Your Favourite Cake is available on Spotify as well as my YouTube channel, which is also where you'll find videos with audio that we can all chant along to, as well as Buddhist study videos with my take on various Goshos, as well as basics of Buddhism topics too. Before we start, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the people supporting me through my Nigel the Buddha Patreon account, because none of my content would be possible without you. Hi Buddhas! Hope you're having an awesome summer or winter. Actually, it's summer here, but of course I have people all around the world who listen and watch my content, so I got that wrong, didn't I? So I think I should start again. Hi Buddhas, I hope you're having an awesome 2022. Yeah, that covers it. I really appreciate you listening to this podcast, whether it be on Spotify or YouTube, or even watching me if you're one of those them patrons of mine, which I record for them as an extra thank you. I really appreciate your extra support. I have a huge amount of gratitude to all of you. Please do share with those who you think might enjoy it, who might enjoy this podcast. That would be lovely, thank you. However, I might need to explain to them why I've called a Buddhist podcast What's Your Favourite Cake? Or just get them to listen to episode 1 where I explain the bizarre title. So, back to this episode. It's another 2-parter, and I'll be revisiting some of my favourite basics of Buddhism topics that I covered in some study videos I did a few years ago on my YouTube channel. Basics of Buddhism isn't just for beginners, so to speak, is it? I've been practicing this wonderful Buddhism since 2006, and I love going back to basics. Just love it. How about you? I can sense many of you nodding in agreement. Excellent. So, shall we crack on? Let's do it. The first topic I'd like to revisit is the 10 worlds, and I found this on the Soccer Global website. Buddhism categorizes this seemingly infinite range of life states into 10 inner worlds. This concept of the 10 worlds offers a useful framework for understanding both the changeable nature of our moods and the basic nature or tendencies of our character. More significantly, it provides us with a sense of the great possibility inherent in life at each moment. The thing I love most about this concept is that it empowers me, because even if I might be in the world of hell one day, when I'm in the world of hell at any given moment, I don't have to be there forever. I don't have to dwell in the world of hell. It's not the 10 worlds that get to decide which of them I am in. I get to decide, and yes, it's often a conscious decision. So what are the 10 worlds, the 10 life states? Well, starting from the lowest, we have hell. Then we have hunger, animality, anger, tranquility, rapture, learning, realization, bodhisattva, and Buddhahood. Some of these life states are maybe worded differently where you are, but that's how we understand them in the UK. The 6 lower worlds, from hell to rapture, arise automatically from within our lives in response to external surroundings. It is said, therefore, that it takes little effort to live our daily lives in these states. Yes, I agree. I agree, because the next 4, from learning to Buddhahood, take effort, and when I have to put mental effort in, boy do I know about it. To explain what I mean, let's take a neurotypical person as an example. They do a full day's work, go home and have a nice evening with their family. They do it again the next day and then the next until they've done their working week. They then possibly take their family out on a Saturday and then maybe go night clubbing or go out for a meal on a Saturday night. And then maybe they'll have a rest day on a Sunday, ready for their working week to begin again. And then let's take me, a neurodiverse person. I can get exhausted just by doing any kind of what we call peopling, like a visit to the shops or even watching a TV program or a film with my family. And then the rest of the week I'm in recovery mode. A definite positive though is that the 4 higher life states I mentioned are born from a seeking spirit. And that's something I really do have, I'm happy to say. I really have quite the seeking spirit. Weirdly though, I often feel worn out by the mental effort it takes to be in the higher life states. So I often feel completely done in, even though I feel so much joy. It's weird, isn't it? Or is it weird? Because maybe we can make sense of it if we think of the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. Each life state contains the other 9 at any given moment. So I could be having a truly awful time of it, like really terrible depression. But at the same time I feel utter joy in my heart, and I promise you that happens. It happens a lot. Giving another example, we could be watching the news and feeling angry at a news report. So angry, in fact, that it sparks us into action and we end up doing something about it. Those of you who are old like me, I don't say old, but sometimes I do feel old, will remember back in 1984, that scenario gave rise to Band-Aid in the UK and then Live Aid in 1985. So we can see then how there are positives to the lower life states. In this case, I think Bodhisattva was manifested from being in the world of anger. There are also negatives in the higher life states too though. Apart from Buddhahood, of course, that life state is only positive. But the main point of the mutual possession of the 10 worlds, I think, is that it empowers me, like I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, and I can reveal any life state in an instant, meaning I can reveal my Buddhahood just like that, and just like that, and just like that, like that, like that, and like that. Web of interconnectedness. None of us can exist in isolation. Our lives and existence are supported by others in seen and unseen ways, be it by parents, mentors, or society at large. To be aware of these connections, to feel appreciation for them, and to strive to give something back to society in a spirit of gratitude is the proper way for human beings to live. Okay, so the next basics of Buddhism topic I'd like to revisit is called Web of Interconnectedness. I wanted to start with that quote by Daisaku Ikeda because I think it perfectly shows how we can feel so much more connection with the world when we feel gratitude for everyone on the planet, not just our loved ones, our friends, the people we know. Because we are all interconnected, whether we like it or not. If we truly believe we are all just individuals on this planet and our environment is something separate to us, then we are surely saying that science is nonsense. Let's take Sir Isaac Newton's third law as an example. It states that for every action, force in nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now, I know that doesn't translate exactly into Buddhism. When we do a kind deed, for example, Sir Isaac Newton isn't saying there's someone making an equally unkind deed out there. Attributing it to Buddhism, It's every action we take, every thought we think, everything we say and everything we do affects our environment accordingly. On the Soka Gakkai Malaysia website, it says, Buddhism teaches that our lives are constantly developing in a dynamic way, in a synergy of the internal causes within our own life, our personality, experiences, outlook on life, and so on, and the external conditions and relations around us. Each individual existence contributes to creating the environment which sustains all other existences. All things, mutually supportive and related, form a living cosmos, a single living whole. So, we are at one with the universe. I absolutely feel that when I'm in a high life state. But in a low life state, the opposite is true. I start to moan and complain. The world is against me, etc., etc. A fellow SGI Buddhist once said to me that there's a very fine line between feeling gratitude and complaining. There's no sitting on the fence here. You're either feeling gratitude or complaining. Right? They're so right. So what comes first then? Our environment acting favourably for us, and so we act in a kind way because things are working out for us? Or we have kind thoughts, we have kind words, we have kind deeds. In other words, we're making good causes, and then our environment acts accordingly. Well, we're Buddhists, aren't we? Everything starts from within, so we act first, and then our environment acts accordingly. Even when life isn't going our way, right? Especially when life isn't going our way. Okay, here's where I need to make a note to self. Nigel, stop moaning at the children. Stop moaning at the dogs. Stop complaining when someone parks their car where we park our car. Stop moaning when the queue at the shops is too long. Stop moaning when the washing needs to be done, or I've done it and then it's a massive pile again. Stop moaning when the dishwasher doesn't work. You have been listening to What's Your Favourite Cake, a monthly podcast about how I use Buddhism in my life. Come chant with me on my YouTube channel when I go live, and check out my Inspirational Quote video shorts too. Thank you so much for your support.